How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I've been working on some increasing my Bryan gameplay a little bit, trying to make it a little bit better since I haven't really been using them all too often. I need to start using them a little bit more, but I used to just be doing like this kind of stuff, which it works, you know, and you do get decent damage off and wall carry. If I would have, you know, ran up correctly, I could have gotten the, you know, wall carry, but for some reason I cut that a little short. Once you get the wall carry, that's your best bet. Quarter circle AB for wall damage is what I have discovered. If you're trying to break something, it's down, forward, Y, X. Once they're on the wall, and then you can hit down, back, 1+2 to break walls. And if it's one of those ones where you break the wall, they go falling down, sidestep 1. You get the idea. But what I wanted to show here is just what's coming up, that some stuff I've been working on, basically. Back when I was getting counter hit with this, I take notes on how to do combos. So what I originally was doing was, alright, what I was originally doing is, and that would give me my wall splat. The other one I could have been doing there, when you connect this rather than going into the launch, you could also, on an infinite, do that for damage. But see, if there's a wall, it won't work because, you know, he drops too early, so you won't be able to get your hits in. You still can't connect that back 3, so you have to do down 3-2. Look at that. That actually got a wall hit. I mean, it's not a good wall hit because you have all this space in between, but it still gets a wall hit. So I'm basically just going to go through and show which combos are changing and why I'm changing them. Kind of do a little before and after as to what I used to be doing and why I'm changing it. So for starters, we're going to talk about the orbital. I'm going to an infinite, that way I don't end up hitting a wall. What I used to be doing is this. This is just raw damage if I were on an infinite plane. 65 isn't too bad. This is the new one though. Which is doing 70. I'm having a little issues with the timing. You should be able to get this, but the key is to get as close as possible, and then as soon as you need to let him duck as far as possible before you do that. And it's the timing. I want it to be a little more reliable, which is why I was going with this. Simply because if I'm just going for raw damage on infinite, it doesn't really matter how far I push him. So that's what I was using for that now. As for the wall standing 1, I had been just doing the easy kind of stuff like this. It was 63 damage, so I didn't see a reason to ever, you know, not do it. But now I have seen the error of my ways. 64 damage on that. This is what I should have been doing. That is a big improvement, and basically all I'm adding into there is jet upper. So all I'm adding into it is the jet upper. It works out really, really well. Most often, what you're supposed to do is get the jet upper from his taunt. Although I find the taunt's a bit difficult, which it's supposed to be. Here it is. The taunt obviously is not meant to be easy. So what you're supposed to do with the taunt is get, you know, nice and close to your opponent, if I could ever hit this consistently. And as soon as it makes contact, you jet upper, thus giving you a free jet upper. Like that. No, actually, I did it wrong. It looked like I did it correct, but it didn't give me the 2 hit. We're going to go ahead and show what you should do if you land the jet upper. There we are. So the key here, this part's easy. Then you do a smaller dash into the wall, into 2, and then immediately into that to finish up the combo. I did try doing this, but the kick will whiff, so your only real option is that. And the other thing, if you're having issues getting the run and then jump kick, you could also, just for, like if you have a bad connection opponent, do that. 63, it's not bad. Next up is the counter hit on the forward 4, which is this. If you land the counter hit, obviously, you could dash in and do some knees. So that's 77. I don't know if having the counter hit thing on might have changed the damage. But it does a crap load of damage. I can try taking counter hit off and see what we get. Nope, we still got 77. Sweet. Alright, so the other option does more damage, but I find to be, for some reason, more difficult. Like, inputting this is fine, and inputting this from a standing position, also fine. But doing the dash and then doing this for some reason throws me off. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one, and I'll show you what the damage is on this. So that does 79. If you were to do this into this, that I believe does 80 if you really just want that extra damage. There you go. Does the one extra damage. Personally, I find this to be way harder. It took me so many tries to get it than just running up and doing the legs for some reason. Now, the other thing I found out from a couple videos I watched was the rage drive and what you can do with the rage drive. Before, when I was doing the rage drive, I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I was kind of just not using it, basically, because I know that once you do it, you gain the ability to use the blue spark punch. So that had been what I was doing, which is terrible now that I actually look at what I've been doing. So to put it in perspective, that was, what, 61 damage? I'm not sure how much this does, but let's take a look. So I did 6 more damage than just using my rage drive, my rage art. So this is what I was supposed to have been doing. There's 2 different options. One is much higher damage, the other one is much easier. So I'll go ahead and show him. Right there, he reached for his head, and you're good. So it's when he starts to reach for his head in the animation that you can go ahead and do it. And that'll do 75 damage. And the other option is this. There we go. So, rage drive. Once again, you'll hold this. Now, the kick will reach immediately as they land. You're going to hold it. Let yourself get in nice and deep. Yeah, that's what she said. As soon as you get in, then you're going to quickly forward 2 as soon as your knee's done. So like that. There's small delays in between. So, for instance, when you do this, you have a small delay in between when you're going to do that, because you got to wait for him to finish his taunt, and then you don't want to immediately back 3. You want you want Heihachi to start to fall, and then you do it, and that's how you connect the knees. And Heihachi will be so far in the air that once your character puts his foot back down, just forward 2, and there you go. And so long as you did let your character finish the taunt enough, like I said, you'll get that. Which, on its own, I mean, you saw how much damage it does. Like, just by itself, that's 48 damage, so. It doesn't translate like that to a combo, especially an ender, but still. That's the stuff I've been working on with Bryan recently here. So I wanted to share with you guys that I was trying to up my game, and that's why I hadn't been posting Tekken. And hopefully, you know, it'll actually work and everything will go just wonderfully next time I play. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. School's starting, so I apologize if the videos kind of slow down a little bit. because of school. It's just, you know, I don't have much of an option when it comes to school. Got to get it done. Got to do it correct. So I will see you guys then. Thank you for watching as always.